What the networks give us, the networks taketh away. NBC News is now taking Florida out of Vice President Gore's column and putting it back in the too close to call column. Election night 2000. America, and certainly those of us who are on television trying to report it, we've never been through anything quite like that. It was a race to the wire from two members of the baby boomer generation, the first from their generation ever to run against each other for president. Vice President Al Gore from the Clinton administration.
I'm running for president of the United States.
And George Bush, the son of the former president, the former governor of Texas. We knew that the race would be close. We had no idea of the confusion that would entail on election night. We're going to now project an important win for Vice President Al Gore. NBC News projects that he wins the 25 electoral votes in the state of Florida. Early in the evening, it did appear that Vice President Al Gore would be the winner based on projections that we were able to determine from interviews with voters as they left the polls.
Florida has been prematurely called. First of all, I thought it was a little bit irresponsible of the networks to call it before the polls closed in the western part of Florida.
But then Karl Rove came on the air from the Texas governor's mansion and said, "We're not hearing the same thing from Florida that you are." And so we said, well, it looks like Florida might go in the George Bush column. And then it looked like it would go in the Al Gore column. And there was that memorable occasion when Tim Russert, my late beloved colleague, held up the whiteboard and said, "Florida, Florida, Florida, it all depends on what happens there." And of course, until wee hours of the morning, we had no idea how Florida would be resolved. And it turns out it would take at least several more weeks before it was resolved in one of the most long-running soap operas in American presidential history. And it finally ended up in the U.S. Supreme Court. In all the years I have been covering politics, I have never been through anything like Election Night 2000, and I hope that not just I, but this country will never have to go through that kind of evening again.